All right. Hi, I'm Brooks, and I help people get into tech careers and I help people level up in their current tech career by giving them methods and formulas and encouragement and strategic advice along the way. So, anyway, I want to do that for you here on this video. If you're struggling to get a response from your applications or get consistent responses, or maybe you get responses and you're just not getting to the screening calls, this could help you. If you're getting through the screening calls and you're onto the first level, there's something wrong with your interview skills, most likely. But that's not this video. If you want something more about that, please put a comment down below, like the video, and I will try to give you some content for that to help. All right, but if you're struggling, you type up your application, you spend time, you modify it, you tailor it, you go through AI tools to help yourself, and you just can't get responses. Let me just help you narrow that down. The problem is your scope is too big or it's too narrow. So let me start off with a story here. So my brother, Nate, my brother has always loved astronomy. And in fact, he had a telescope and he upgraded, and he gave me his telescope. It's right over there. But I have never really been into astronomy, so I usually use my binoculars and go outside, and I love bird watching. So I take my binoculars at night, and I will just look at the stars or look at the moon through binoculars. And I think they're like a 7x or a 10x magnification. It's just really easy to grab them and go look out there. So when my brother came over and brought his big telescope, and I'm sure it was pretty expensive, and he got it out from his car and put it in our yard or across from our yard, and then set it up, and then told us to turn the lights down and get our eyes set for looking outside. We're in Minnesota, so we do get some dark sky in the winter especially. It's a little cold. But when he set it up and we started to look, he just had this magnification on that was about the same as my binoculars. And at first I was a little bit disappointed. And then he said, just a minute, I'm going to get us looking at something specific. So he found something using the small magnification amount, and then he took out a different lens or a different scope, eyepiece, I think it's an eyepiece, and put it in there. And then we looked, and he didn't even change where we were focused. We looked through the telescope, and when I saw the stars, then I was blown away, because when I look up at the sky and see the stars just with naked eye, I see a lot of stars. But then when I looked through the telescope with this more powerful eyepiece, I was blown away with what I saw. I couldn't believe my eyes. So then he said, let's look at something else. So then he took out the other eyepiece and put it in, and we could kind of find the moon, and that was easy to find, but he found it. And then we put in the bigger eyepiece and we zoomed in at the moon. It was incredible, and he had several of those. Now the cool part was that he knew that he had to start general and then get more specific. He knew he had to look basically at the sky in a general way, and then really magnify down once he found what he wanted to find. If he knew he was in the right area, then he could get the deeper focused lens in there. All right, so how does this relate? Well, when you're searching for tech jobs, often people don't get responses, and maybe you're not getting a response because you haven't zoomed in enough on a niche. You haven't zoomed in enough on a place where you could find results. If you're applying to a position that is simply like full stack developer, okay, and you're not getting responses, the chances are among all the full stack developers out there, you don't stand out. You're not the best. You're not the expert. And people can tell that on your resume and in your application. So what you need to do is take out that general, you're going to be full stack, but take out that general lens and put in a much more powerful lens to see the marketplace and to drill down into some jobs and roles that might be full stack, but also more specifically focused on a very, very specific role. So I don't have many examples. I'm not a full stack developer, but if I were talking iOS development, I could be someone who focused, instead of just iOS development, I could focus in on iPhone development. I could focus in on iPad development. I could focus in on certain types of applications within iPad apps or iPhone apps. I could focus in on Bluetooth connection apps and really drill down and appear to be like one of the few applicants for those positions. The more you niche and drill down and focus in the marketplace, the more opportunities for you to be a big fish in a small pond. Now, that may be one way that you can get more results. Do you have to go get the skills? Yes, but here's what I'd recommend. Look in your background and find out where you already have a lot of niched skills. And it could be in a certain industry. You could have worked before tech, or right now you're trying to switch tech for the first time. It could be that you are someone who's dealt in the music business, someone who's dealt in the hospitality or the health industry. And you need to look for one way to niche down and put in the greater magnification eyepiece, so to speak, would be to look in those industries for tech roles. Everybody needs tech these days. So that would help you drill down and stand out a little bit more, because you're niching down the type of industry, not just the type of role. The other ways you could drill down and become more niched is by looking specifically for different types of benefits or even how you work. So it could be on-site or remote. If you're just not specifying on-site or remote, you're just looking for all jobs, well, there's a possibility that you could find some positions that are going to be helping you, how do I say it? There could be a chance that if you drill down to on-site roles only and you look for those roles, you will have more success than other people who don't want to do any on-site roles at all. So in other words, you're focusing down into just on-site roles, whereas everyone else wants to be hybrid or remote. You will stand out as a good applicant to those hiring managers or the recruiters. So think of all the parameters that you could adjust, all the different types of eyepieces you put in the telescope. Then back out a little bit, so get more general. It could be you're too specific. It could be that the niche that you're drilling down into, the niche that you're applying to, or you think you're the expert at, it could be you're mistaken about it. So I want you to maybe you're already down very focused, put in that bigger eyepiece, the one that's allowing you to see more of the sky. And when you do that, what happens is you get to think about where you really fit in the tech industry as a tech worker. Maybe you've been drilling down into some area and you should really step back and say, is it possible I need to go into a different specific area? And don't get discouraged. All right, so I hope that helps you. Most people probably that I've come across, and I've helped more than 300 people on calls figure out their path. Most people that have come to me have really not niched down enough, and they're really not sure where to niche down. And so I think I have a link down there that might help you with that a little bit, and hope it does. If it doesn't, well, I tried. The thing is, most people who come to me also are just kind of dabbling around and really haven't gotten serious about thinking, where should I focus my energy? And so what I would say is look at your background, but pick an area start focusing in on it, and learn how to focus and learn how to do the hard work of learning new skills and taking them on. But one way you can do that and to pick a path is to look, and in my method I call it mastering the market, and I call it metal detecting. Mastering the market, one way you can pick a path is just chase the money. Look where the money is, or the benefits, or the most remote work, or the most on-site work if that's what you want. And to pick a path, you just have to go and say, look, this is a new path. Not many people are doing it yet. And so there are a lot of positions open right now, and they pay high dollar amounts. And so that would be a way to select a path. I hope that's helpful to you. And if it is, would you give this a like and subscribe if you want more of it? And if it's not, would you tell me what wasn't helpful? I've already had some people tell me. One person commented and said that I ramble quite a bit, say the same things over and over. So for this video, I'm focusing on not repeating myself. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.